Okay, everybody. So if you have products and you are an e-commerce based business, we are now ready to start our shopping campaigns. Since we've already created the account, that step is done and out of the way. If your business is not an e-commerce based business and is a service-based business, you can simply skip this section. You're not going to need to know how to do any of this. So this is really just for selling products. Okay, so in order to create Google Shopping ads, there's two things that we need to do. So we already have our Google Ads account set up, which is fantastic. So now what we need to do is create a Google Merchant account. So the way that we are going to do this is we're going to go over to tools and settings. So you're going to follow along step by step with me. You are in your account. Go ahead and click on tools and settings. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Google Merchant Center account. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to click sign in, and we're going to sign in using the Gmail that we use for our Google Ads account. So click sign into Merchant Center. And then we're going to go ahead and start filling out all this information. So again, I'm using my fictitious business. It's made of grass. Maybe we sell some lawn care products. So I'm going to go ahead and fill made of grass. And you're going to enter your country and the time zone. So I am over on the East Coast in New York. So I'm going to hit Eastern Standard Time, New York. Okay, so for this section here, you can select on my website. That's what we're going to be using. This is really if you're selling merchandise on your website. If you do have a physical store, you would want to select this option. So a store that people can go to and purchase your items, you would want to select this one. Because we're doing this based off of the website, we're going to click this one. This here is an interesting option where you can sell your products on Google commission free, and they pretty much don't leave Google. So if you have any questions about that, you can hover over the question mark, but customers can see your product listing on Google and buy without leaving Google. So yeah, you can check this option off too. You can check this one off too. You can check off all three if you do have a store. I'm just going to keep this with these two right here. Okay, so for the section for what other tools do you use? If you do use Shopify or PayPal, you can set this up. I'm going to leave this blank for right now, but you do have the option to set that up directly through your Shopify and your PayPal. So for this section here, if you'd like to sign up for emails about Google Merchant Center, you can absolutely sign up for this. And sometimes they do have helpful new features that they're rolling out that you might want to look into. So, hey, maybe you want to get more information and stay current, you can check that off. It's not a must though, we're just setting up your account. It's if you want to. And then you are going to have to agree to Google Merchant Center terms of services. So go ahead and pause here. If you want to read through this, click on that, and then we'll continue going. All right, so now you're just going to click create an account. Okay. So now we click continue. Okay, so there are a few more steps that you have to do. You do have to verify and claim your store's website. So in order for you to be able to start showing your products through Google, you need to let Google know that you own the site. So what you would want to do here is click fix it. And then you go over and put your website address in there. So continue. Okay, so I entered, this is an Unbounce page. So you can do this with Unbounce, and we are going to go over Unbounce step by step in day 2 on creating pages. But I am going to show you how to do this through Unbounce now, and I'll re-show you later the area that this is done in. If you have a website, because there's so many different website hosts, I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, hoping or guessing that you have that host. So that's something that you would want to go to your web developer for. Or if you built it yourself, if it was a drag and drop website, you can access the resources section of where your website is hosted. So what I'm going to do here is follow this step by step here. And I'm going to put this in unbounce because that's, part of what I've been showing you is unbounce. So what we're going to do is copy this HTML tag. That's what this is here. And we're going to paste it into the head section. But I'm going to show you where this is in unbounce. So I copied. I'm going to go over to unbounce. Now, we're going to set this up on day 2, but I can show you right now just where the section is. And then I will show you this portion again so we can do this. For right now, you can skip this step though. But let's go ahead and click here to get into the page. And then we're going to click edit. And here is my demo landing page. Now, to get to the head section, I'm going to click in this section below here, the JavaScripts. What I'm going to do is relabel this. I'm going to type Google Merchant Center tag. I'm going to make sure it's in the head, and then I'm going to paste. And there we go. All I have to do is click done, save, and republish. Let's go back over. Whoops. Let's close out of here. Okay. And then verify website. And it's verified. And usually that happens relatively quickly. And if there's any issues, if it's taking a little bit longer, just give it a little bit of time and see if it works. But I would definitely contact your administrator to see the HTML portion of your website. If you are using Unbounce, you can follow along with exactly what I just did. So let's go ahead and click claim website because we need to do that. And look, it's been claimed. So that portion is all set. Okay. So going back to here, if this is still showing up here, don't worry about it. It may take just a little bit for this to leave, but if you do go to fix it and you see these 2 green check marks, then you really are good to go. So let's go back over to finishing this process. So now we are on this page here. What we're going to want to do is select growth, manage programs, and then we're going to want to go over to shopping ads because we're in the SEM component. So this is the area that we want to focus on, shopping ads. So go ahead and click get started. And then we're just going to go through this entire setup process here. So let's start with our tax. Okay, so to set up your tax, what you do have the option to do is if you're selling across the United States, you can click select all. And then what you can allow is for Google to determine the sales tax based off the state. So you can have that. Or if you have your custom sales tax set up, then you would want to click manual setup and then you can click the %. But really that portion is your business if you do have, something else set up. But you can keep it simple. Google can determine the sales tax based off the state and you can keep that all checked off. It all depends on how your taxes are set up. So then you'll go ahead and click save. Okay, so then what we have to do is select here back to shipping ad setup because we just hit save, this all saved. Now we're going back to shipping setup. And then we're going to want to click setup shipping. And you can add a shipping service. So it depends on your business, what your shipping policy or your shipping service is. You can make this custom. So let's go ahead and click add shipping service. So let's say, for example, you offer free shipping across the United States. So you could put free shipping, United States. And depending on what you selected for your option when we first set this up, if you were doing it through your website or if you were doing it through Google without leaving Google, You can check these off. So then what you're going to want to do is select your country. And then the currency, which it automatically defaults to what you selected from your country. So I'm going to leave that there. And then where can customers receive their orders? It's at the customer's address. So we're going to go ahead and click next. Okay, so how do you want to determine delivery times for this service? So you can either do show custom delivery times based on your carrier partner, and this kind of, simplifies the process a bit because it goes based off of the carrier. Or you can set a range of delivery times, and this is best for businesses outside the United States, or if you want to set your own fixed ranges for delivery time. So I'm going to select this option. So here for your custom delivery time, you have two different options that you can base it on. You can use your carrier and ship from location. Google here estimates the delivery time for each customer based on the shipping time of your selected carrier. So this kind of just makes it automated. Google estimates delivery time. This is a simple process. Or what you can do is use your shipping data from partners. So you can connect to your partner if you have a shipping partner, and Google will estimate the delivery time for each customer. I'm going to go ahead and select this one. And then you're going to want to enter the shipping from location here. And then for the handling time, this is unique to your business. So you're going to have to put that down. The handling time is going to be the time between when your lead places an order, or now your customer places an order, and when it gets delivered. So that is, that's something that's unique to your business. So you would want to enter that time there. And then you can put an order cutoff time. Yeah, handling is the difference between the order cutoff time following placement of an order and when the shipment for the order is ready for transit. Order cutoff time allows you to set a time after which you will no longer process orders received on that day. So that can be if somebody places an order after a certain period of time, that it no longer makes it valid for the handling time for that day. These are all details that are unique to your business. So you would want to enter your own business policy regarding those. And then select which carrier you use. If you use all of them, select all of them. I'm going to put this here. Let's do priority mail. Again, I don't know. This is just me filling this out. So now customer shipping cost. This again is unique to your business. So it depends on how you set this up for your business. I'm sure you already have this figured out. So you're going to want to continue on along with how you have this set up. For the sake of this, I'm just going to put free shipping and then save. All right, so we have our shipping portion done. So then you can click on view all shipping services just to make sure everything's looking good. And then here we go. We have this right here. So now you want to verify your delivery information. Okay, so then we can go back to our Google Merchant Center. Okay, so now we're back to the shopping ad setup, and you can always just click back to shopping ad setup. I just want to show you something really quick. If you do somehow leave this, so let's say we got out of here and you're seeing this screen and you're like, I don't know what to do. What you can do is continue here, or you can go down here, click growth, click manage programs, click shopping ads, and it's going to bring you to where you left off. So just, 3 different ways of doing it so that you don't get lost out of this screen indefinitely. Well, I'm sure you'll find your way back regardless. Okay, so we set up our tax, we set up our shipping, we have our website verified. Also, just to mention something about the website verification, you do need access to that. If you don't have access, or if you have a web developer, they probably did set up a Google Tag Manager. So they can also add in that script into the Google Tag Manager, which kind of simplifies everything, or your Google Analytics. But again, I just want to make this as simple and easy as possible for you. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. So we're providing our business address here. I'm going to go ahead and And so I went ahead and filled all this in. I'm going to hit save. Here you can enter in your business number. So, and then you'd want to hit verify the number in whatever method you prefer. I'm going to click text and you'll get a code. Finish. Okay, and then what you'd want to do here is enter in your customer service contact information. Because I just made this business up, jessica.mainofgrass@gmail.com, but you would want to enter in your specific customer service email. And then the number, save. And then here, if there's any specific business identity attributes that you would like to add to your business, so if you're a Black-owned business, veteran-owned, women-owned business, you can check those off. This is for Korean business registrations number, but we are all set here. What I'm going to do is go ahead and click save. Make sure you click save in each section, and then you're going to go ahead back to shopping ad setup. Okay, we have the phone number, the address, the website, the shipping, and the tax setup. So now we have to add our product. So go ahead and click on Add Product Data. Okay, so for here, you have two different options. If you have one single product, or maybe you don't have a lot of products, you can manually do one product at a time. So if you have limited products or just one that you really want to focus on, this would be a good option. If you have several different products, it's definitely going to be this option here. It's going to be much faster. You have to create a feed, and it's not difficult at all to create a feed. We're going to do that together. So there's two different ways to do it. I'm going to show you both ways to do it. So let's start with add a single product, and you can manually upload your products one at a time. So let's go ahead and start with this option, and then I'll show you this option after. So go ahead and click add product. This automatically already fills it in. You can't even edit it because your settings are already set to this. So at this stage, you can't change this because you already have your settings. If you did want to change that, you would have to go back into how you initially set it. So that first page that we're using to work off of. But yeah, this should all be already set based off of how we set it up. Okay, so when you hit this, you're going to want to go to add new product here, and this will automatically fill out here. So for the product identifiers, what automatically happens is it defaults to having this checked off. This is if you are selling a product or a brand. So it's not your specific product made by you, it's a brand. So if you had a product that you're selling that's not specifically yours, you would have this checked off. And if this is the case, then you would want to put the code or the unique identifier in here. So really, this could be somewhere near the barcode. I'm sure if you are selling these types of products, you know exactly what this is. But if you have any questions, you can hover over here. Yeah, it's the ID of the product. So an identifier is a number with a specific amount of digits. And this helps Google ID to match this product to the terms people search for on Google. So for some products, it's located near the barcode on the packaging, or book cover if it's a book. So it's that unique identifier code. I'm going to click that we don't have an identifier, so I'm going to keep that off. And then we're going to go down here. So for the ID or SKU, if you don't know what this is, or if you don't have it, it's okay to leave it empty. What will happen is Google will auto assign one. So if you don't know what this is, just leave it empty. It will be auto assigned an ID. Okay, so you can leave this blank. And then for the title, I'm pretending for Main of Grass that we have made and sell our own turf builder product. So what I'm going to put here is turf builder fertilizer. And then for the brand, it's going to be our own product. We created this awesome fertilizer that we would like to sell. So I'm going to put Main of Grass. And then you would want to put the description for your product. It can go up to 5,000 characters. This is 70, this is 150. So description, I'm going to put mane of grass, turf builder, fertilizer, 37.5 pounds. It covers 15,000 square feet. Lawn fertilizer to build strong, deep grass roots after the winter season. Again, I'm in upstate New York, so our fall season, we have to take care of our lawns and our grass so that when the snow starts to melt, that luscious grass can show up. So I'm just pretending this is a lawn fertilizer and just putting that detailed information. Of course, you can add more to this, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to keep it to this. Okay, so now on to the landing page link. So I created just a demo landing page for this product, the turf builder fertilizer, with this, demo image of the product. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this into our landing page link. There we go. And then for the image link, what you can do is go over to the page, and if you right click, you can save image, or you can copy image address. And then if you go back over here, simply paste the image address. And then you also have the option to upload the image here. Okay. So for the price, maybe mine's $34.99 USD. Okay, so availability, you would want to put if it's in stock. Really, that's unique to your product or business. So I'm going to go ahead and put in stock. Okay, and then quantity to sell on Google. Again, this is for the option if you did select that you want them to be able to purchase it directly through Google without having to go to your landing page. That's what this is. So you'd want to put the quantity that you can sell on Google, maybe set a specific quantity. And again, however, if you have any questions at all, this is pretty neat because Google will update this value every time a customer buys a product. So let's say we have 30. We've got 30 in stock there that we can sell on Google. Here we can put the details of the product description. Ours is new. Just to kind of go over this, new means it's new. It hasn't been opened. It hasn't, been purchased by anybody else. Refurbished means that it has been purchased and then fixed up to new. So it's almost as good as new. It just has needed to be fixed up to new. In many cases, electronics have that option for refurbished. And then used is the product has been used. So we're going to put new. And then if you have other products, variant products from this one, you can check this off. And then what you can do is, list what the variant products are, the characteristics of the variant products, color, sizes, this would mostly be apparel based. Feel free to fill this in if you do have variant products, but I do not. So I'm just going to check that off. And then everything else is here. Okay, so I have this set up and I'm going to click save. Now, if you look over here, see that ID that already filled out. So Google had already filled out an ID for this product. Another thing here, it says, congratulations, your product is being reviewed by Google. So it's not necessarily set up and running. It has to be reviewed by Google first. Google's going to go in and check to make sure the product is something that people are able to purchase, that it does match up so that the URL and the landing page is the correct one to the product. So they have to go in and check out all this stuff before it can run. If you did have another product that you wanted to add and you feel like this process is easy enough, you can do a manual add new product process. So if you only have a couple of products, that might be a good option for you. If you have more than one product, there is an easier way to do it. So we're gonna go back and do it the multiple product feed upload way. So we're gonna go ahead and click go to all products. And just to show you, here it is. Here's that product that you created. So you can check this out. It's right now it's in pending. So if you go over and see the status here, you can see that it is pending. And then it's also on free listings as well. So shopping ads, free listings, we still have to create the shopping ads for it. Right now, we are just setting everything up. That's the first step, is setting it up, and then we would create the shopping ads. Okay, so to add a feed, what we're going to do is over here in the left navigation pane, we're going to click feeds. And then we're going to click this plus sign here. We're going to go through this step process. So it's United States. I'm going to select my language as English. Buy on Google listings, free listings, shopping ads. For this one, we are just going to do shopping ads, but you can select this if you do want the free listing as well. Let's just click shopping ad for this purpose and then hit continue. Okay, so now you're going to want to name your feed. So name it like a general name for these types of products. So I'm going to put Main of Grass Lawn Care Product Feed. It's very specific to what it is. And then what we're going to want to do here is select this first option, Google Sheets. And this is really great. Google makes this process pretty easy. So let's go ahead and select that, and then we're going to click continue. We want to select this account. So your email should show up there. And then we want to click allow. So this is pretty cool. They will generate a new Google spreadsheet from a template. So go ahead and click create feed in that first option. Select allow. So you're going to want to click fetch now so that it can create the file. This is really neat. So Google will create a Google Sheet template for you to use so that you can start to fill out your product feed. So that is what's happening right now. It may take a couple minutes, so just give it time. It is uploading. So here it is. Google created a Google Sheet for us to use as a product feed. So it's already created for us. We don't have to do anything. All you have to do is click here, click open, and here we are. So a thank you to Google for creating this for us. And we continue on with this. Now this here is where we can fill in our information. Okay, so we will need to be accessing these two links because this is going to give us our specifications for our product feed and our Google Sheet data feed instructions here. So these are two links that we will be accessing. And then what I'm going to have you do, if you click and highlight the cells A3, 4, and 5, hit Command C, and then put them somewhere down here below for reference. Okay, and then we can delete them up here, or you can just cut and paste as well, which probably would have been the better option, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and keep these down here at the bottom because right now they're kind of in the way. Go ahead and click on the product feed specification. That's going to open up in a new tab. And then I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to click on this one as well. Okay. And then I'm just going to copy and paste these here and add them below. Okay, so the purpose of these sheets is to help you fill out these areas, the product feed specification. So this is the ID here. Let's go ahead and click on the product feed specification. And we're going to scroll down here. There's the attribute, it's the ID. So this is a required format. So really what this is a unique identifier for your product. So for each of your product, it's your unique ID. So for an example of an ID, they're giving this here for an example, A2B4. We can actually use this as an example, and we can Command C to copy it and then go over to our sheet, and then you would paste it. And then this would automatically be entered into your merchant center. So it would automatically be added. Once we fill out this sheet, everything gets integrated. Now for title, let's go back over to our basic product data. And this really makes sense. It's what your product is. And what's really helpful though is that this gives examples. So men's polo shirt. So it's the product's name. So we're going to go back over to our sheet and we are going to fill it out with that product name, Turf Builder Fertilizer. Okay, and then if you do want to make the cell the same length as some of your text, so it's not overlapping like that, you can double click here, or what you can do is select the cell and then hit Format, Text Wrapping, and Wrap. So that way it continues to wrap. So if I continue typing here, see, it just, does that. So I'm going to hit undo, and you can always hit that button to undo, and it'll undo what you did last. Okay, so description. Go back over here. If you have any questions at all, you can always access this sheet. It's very helpful. Description. So it is your product description. I'm going to go over to my landing page here about the product, and I'm just going to copy and paste this little blurb here. And then go back over here and add the description. Make this a little bit longer, and then I will wrap the text. Link. So we want the link to the product. And again, if you have any questions, we'll go back here, link your product's landing page. So this is my product's landing page. I'm going to copy and paste. Okay, so for the condition, we're going to hop back over here. The condition is all the way down. You know what? Let's do a find. So hit Command F on the page. That's a very helpful feature on any page. If you hit Command F and type in condition, there we go. Bam, we're right here. These are your options here: new, refurbished, or used. So pick the condition that best describes your product. Say ours is new. Price is the price of your product. So I have mine at $34.99. You want to make sure everything is matching up. Oh, another thing really quickly, for the price, you're going to want to make sure that you do have that price symbol in there, and it's going to change. So this is for the American US dollar. So that is the symbol for that, but you would want to make sure that you have that symbol in there. And then availability. If you want to know what this means, go over here and we can type that into here. So here we go. In stock, out of stock, pre-order, back order. We're going to put in stock. It just depends on what your product is. This is going to be unique and specific to you. In stock. Image link. Again, to get the image link, you can go over here, and if you right click, copy image address. Go ahead and fill that in. And again, you can double click to extend that. Okay, for GTIN, this stands for Global Trade Identification Number, and it's only required if you are selling a product from a manufacturer and they have this number, then you would want to include it. And again, if you are selling these products, you already know this, so you would want to use that number. And if you are not, then you don't have to worry about it. So let's take a look again, what they say here about GTIN. This is underneath the product identifier section. So if you scroll down, it's over here, GTIN, and it's just required for all new products with a GTIN assigned by the manufacturer. And if you don't know this and you have a manufacturer, you're going to have to reach out and figure out that number so that you include that in there. And you would have to do this anyways for any of your products. If you had somebody that was setting this up for you, this is all stuff that they would need to know and collect from you. So you would have to go ahead and look that up and then enter that if you are selling products from a manufacturer. I'm going to leave that blank because we're saying that our product is not from a manufacturer. Okay, so GTIN is optional. MPN is also optional. So MPN stands for manufacturer product number. And if you don't have a GTIN, it's going to say they're going to want an MPN, but it's optional because if you're not using a manufacturer, if you're the one that's creating the products, then you don't necessarily need an MPN either. So again, this is optional. I'm going to go click here just for clarification purposes. Here we go. MPN. Only submit MPNs assigned by a manufacturer. So it has to be assigned by the manufacturer. If you say you make your own products and you're selling those, then you're not going to have an MPN. So these are optional. I'm going to leave mine blank. Okay, and now for brand, because it's your product, my brand would be Mane of Grass. So that's my brand, but if you're selling different products, you would put the brand there. Okay, for Google product category, this is a different step. We're gonna have to go back over to this page here that we've been using, and we have to find the Google product category. It's right here, right underneath the product category, or like I've been doing, you can hit Command F and then find it in here as well. But we already have it, so here it is. So yep, we're right over in this section, and what we have to do, we have to click here on Google Product Taxonomy. You need to click on this option because we need to find your specific product category. Now what we're going to want to do is download the Excel sheet. So let's go over here right underneath Format. Okay, so for this part, you can try to download the Excel sheet. There's a good chance that you are going to get blocked. And that's because your browser is trying to protect you. So that's okay. I was initially going to go through the steps of how to let your browser temporarily turn off that setting, but then I'm nervous if you don't go back and turn it on. We can do this with the plain text. So we're just going to go ahead and do this with the plain text way. So if I click on the plain text version, this should populate for you. And then you are going to want to find your product or category. But as you can see, the list is pretty lengthy. So you can do a command find option, which I totally recommend. So what I'm going to do is hit Command F, and I am going to see if I can find fertilizer. Yes, I can. Here we go. Home and garden, lawn and garden, gardening, fertilizer. So I found it. So here it is. Here's my category here. So use that search feature. It might take a little bit to find it, but once you do, you're set. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. You can do this two different ways. You can just use the number, copy that, and then paste that into here. Or you can copy and paste the whole category. So you can see, go back over to my Google Sheet and then paste it here. So whichever way you want to do it, that works. And then some other things, if you wanted to make your feed look nice, there's ways that we can kind of jazz this up a little bit. So I could click this entire row here. All I do is just click on that one, and then I can click bold. I could fill it in with a color to kind of keep it separate from what the actual identifiers are for each area. You can make this, look whatever way you want it to. I would keep these just at the bottom there because it's helpful to have in there. And then after you're done with this, you're set. So you can go back to your feed here, and it's already synced in here. So it's going to already automatically sync in. And then if you want to check to see if this has uploaded everything, go ahead and click there on the feed. And we know that this is the correct one because the input method is Google Sheets. Now, my feed is going to have a ton of issues because the URL, the affected destination here, the URL, it doesn't have any of this information. This is really demonstration purposes. I am not actually selling this product. So mine is going to have a ton of issues, whereas yours hopefully does not. That's why this is showing up with all of these errors. But yeah, this is how you do it. So that is how you do it using Google Sheets, and that is how you do it manually. So you know how to do that now. Congratulations on that step, because that is a big step as well. Okay, so we are not done here though, because we want to link this up with our Google Ads account. So let's go back over here. Right now, we've done all of these steps. Yeah, the products, they're not going to be approved because they're not real products and Google's going to know this, so it's not going to be approved. But let's continue on. We're going to go over to link your account. Okay, it's going to automatically populate that Google Ads account. And if you ever want to know what your account number is, you could just click on your account. Here it is, 637-663-6682. And then I go back over here, 637-663-6682. So I'm going to go ahead and hit link. Okay, so it just sent the request. Now we're going to go back over to our Google Ads account here. We're in our Google Ads account. You're going to want to be in this view. So if there's any issues with your views, just click here. So that way you're in the same view as I am. We're going to click on Tools and Settings, and then we're going to go over to Linked Accounts. Okay, and then we're just going to scroll down to our Google Merchant Center. Click on Details, and then here we are. Yay. So then what we'll do is we'll go to View Request. Click on that, and then we're going to want to hit Approve. And now we are linked. And now we can create shopping ads. And now I'm just going to go ahead and refresh the page. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create our shopping ad campaign. You can go ahead and click right on this Google Ads logo. It just brings you to the main interface. And anytime you need to get back there, you can simply click here. And then what we're going to do to create a new campaign is we're going to scroll down on here, click on campaigns, and then click that plus sign, new campaign. And then again, I'm going to create a campaign without a goal. We are going to click on shopping. And there it is. It populates for you. So once it's integrated, it will populate for you. So yeah, you absolutely have to set up that Merchant Center account, and you have to go through all the steps. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to see this. So follow along, and if you ever need to just pause it and rewind, please feel free to do so. You may have to do it a couple times, or just take your time with doing it, but you want to set it up correctly so that we do see this populate here. And then for this area here, do not have Smart Shopping selected. We want to go over to Standard Shopping Campaign. By default, it's going to have Smart Shopping. We want Standard Shopping Campaign so that we can control the bidding and the budget. Click Continue, and then we're going to enter the campaign name. So I'm going to put shopping. And then if you have one product, so if it was just the fertilizer that I was using this ad for, I would put the fertilizer. I'm going to put lawn care products. Maybe I have a couple of lawn care products that our company sells. So I'm going to put that. And then you're going to want to put the region that you are targeting. This is the way that I set up my campaign name. So this is how I stay organized. Everybody's different. So this is just how I do it and what I recommend to stay organized when I'm looking at that campaign name. So I'm going to put shopping, lawn care products, and then you're going to want to put the location that you set up while building your Merchant Center account. So I'm going to put United States. Okay, so for the bidding strategy, again, they have different options. We're going to pick manual CPC. We don't want to have this checked. And then budget. Enter the amount that you want to spend each day. So again, I'm going to put $20, but you want to think if other campaigns are running and you have a certain daily budget, take those campaigns into consideration, and you can either split it across them, or you can pause some and then run some and then pause that and run another one. Just make sure that you're staying within the same budget that you would like to spend. Okay. So I'm going to put $20 here. Again, refer to that budget page in your workbook. That's going to be a really helpful resource for you to determine your budgets. So campaign priority, all this is if you are running multiple campaigns, you can set the campaign priority. So because we are only running one campaign, or we're just starting off with one campaign, we're gonna just keep this at the default, which is low. That's, we only have this one shopping campaign. So I'm gonna keep it at that. Targeting. Again, I'm going to switch this off. I don't want it on the search network for Google search partners. I do want it on the search network for Google, but not really Google search partners. The three ones that are really helpful to be on is Google, Microsoft Bing, and Yahoo. So those are really the three ones that, people frequently use. Yes, there are other ones. The other ones would be the search partners that they're talking about here, but it's not going to be Bing or Yahoo. So I'm going to leave that off. And then I'm going to leave this off. I just don't want my budget going to places where I might not get as good results, and I most likely won't. Okay, location options. Again, if you are targeting the United States, what you'll want to do is click on enter another location. And we're going to copy and paste from our template. And this is just like what we did before. So I'm going to go over to that template that I have. This is the campaign builder template. And I'm just going to highlight, copy, Command C, and then move this back over to the screen here so it's out of the way. If you click on advanced search, it'll pop up the screen, which I personally like and think is helpful because you can kind of visualize it as well. And then you're going to want to click add locations in bulk. So click that. Yeah, if you don't click that, you're not going to be able to do this. So definitely click add locations in bulk, and then search, and then target all, and it selects all of them. And you can take away which ones you don't want to target to, and then hit save. You're going to want to click location options, and then under location options, remember, we want people in or regularly in your targeted locations. And then we want to keep this where it's set. I don't know why it automatically defaults to this. I don't know why it would be recommended. There are a few scenarios, maybe more than a few scenarios where this would be, but really you want people in or regularly in your targeted location. To me, this really should be recommended. And then this here, people in your excluded locations. And then we're going to name the ad group. Ad group name I'm going to call Product Shopping, and then Lawn Care Products. For the bid, we really want to keep it low. You want to start low, and then you can always increase the bids. This is really the same stuff as we did with both the search campaign and the display campaign. So I'm going to set this at 25 cents. I'm going to keep it low, and I'm going to monitor it. So what you'll want to pay attention to when you're monitoring your campaigns, and this is the same as it was for the search and the display campaigns, is if you're not getting enough impressions or clicks, you're going to want to increase this. You're going to want to make sure that, you are out there. That's what that means. So if you're not getting impressions or clicks, that is because you need to raise your bid. And it's not going to go beyond, well, it can go beyond that daily budget, like I said, but it won't go beyond a set monthly budget. So Google takes your daily budget. It automatically, based off that, knows of a monthly budget that it would be, because it just multiplies the daily budget times 30, and it won't ever exceed that. For the daily budget, it can go up one day, but then, for example, it could go down another day so that it stays within that general monthly budget. So I'm going to leave it at 25 cents, and then I'm going to click create campaign. Awesome. And that is it. So really, there's a huge difference between display, search, and shopping. And that is because it automatically pulls that data from your data feed. So here is that shopping symbol. So this indicates this is the shopping campaign. This indicates the search campaign. This indicates it's a display campaign. So we have our 3 campaigns here. Great job. If you are here with me still and you've created these, that is huge. And yes, we do have to go back in and update our images and our landing pages, but that's okay. This is really the hard work here is done, and we get to get in the fun stuff, which is building the landing page and the design. It really is pretty simple. It's drag and drop, and we use templates that, others have already used. So we're just replacing those templates with our images. But congratulations, give yourselves a huge pat on the back for this. You've done a lot. Just to take a peek at what we need to look at when you go back into the campaign. If you are seeing here impressions and clicks are 0, so also the cost would be 0 because you only get charged for click, that means you have to go back into here and raise that. So we have to go back in and raise that. And just to kind of review how you do that, you can do it, here manually, or what you could do is click here, hit edit, change bids, and then you can set your new bid up here. So I can put 50 cents. Apply. And there we go. So that is how you set up your shopping campaigns. Now I am going to go ahead and pause this, and you can pause this too if you feel like there's something, there's a step there that you need to go back to and take a look at. Go ahead and pause. I'm going to pause mine. But congratulations. Well done. That is how you make search, display, and shopping campaigns. Your day one is officially over and at a close, and I am proud of you for your hard work and for sticking with me here. I'm super excited for you guys to get results, and I can't wait to show you some of the tools for tomorrow, day 2. Great job.